Hey, this is Nomad, host and creator of the Career Musician Podcast. Why do they call me Nomad? Well, I traveled the globe, spreading the joy of music one song at a time. And now I bring you wisdom, tried and true knowledge, and life experiences of my colleagues and peers in this crazy business we call music. All right, on today's episode of the Career Musician Podcast, we have Frank Third Richardson, drummer with Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers.
This is the Career Musician Podcast with your host, Nomad.
Frank Richardson, or better known as Third, is an amazing drummer and all-around good dude. Is a career musician. He's traveled the globe, backing everybody up for all kinds of different shows and such on the drums, right? But then something changes even for the better, if you can imagine. He joins a band. What, Nomad? Why would you join a band when you're making money being a career musician as a sideman? Whoa. Because it's fun to be in a band, number one, and number two, because you can kick ass just like Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers are doing right now on the Billboard Blues charts. They reached number 10 with their brand new album, No Good Deed. And let me tell you, you better pump this No Good Deed single super loud because it kicks ass just like Third does. Check it out. First things first, man. Before we even get into any of the details of being a career musician, what the heck is going on with you? What have you been up to? What's the latest and greatest?
Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers.
For listeners who may not be aware, what are the two worlds colliding? Because you and I know really clearly what they are, but between Mindy and the Bone Shakers, what are the two entities here?
Well, the Bone Shakers, man, Randy had that going around here in L.A. Well, it's, you remember Was Not Was.
That's right.
Randy and Sweet Pea Atkinson. And Sweet Pea
and Don Was,
yeah, and but Sweet Pea also has his record that's coming out here soon too, and that's produced by Don Was.
There you go.
Da, 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 da. And so that's the element of the Bone Shakers that kind of came into Mindy's band. So you got myself, Derek Frank on bass.
Derek Frank
who's a genius,
monster of monsters.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
And then Rodney Lee, who's been in her band for like 12 years. He's been there the longest.
Right.
Plays keyboards, he's just a genius, man.
Another genius. Basically what you're saying is you have all these different elements that are coming together.
Yeah, absolutely,
that
man.
makes it special.
And everybody's humble-hearted, man, and it just makes for a good environment. And we just, so we released that record. We went and first of all, we actually went and just rehearsed for like 7 days or something, and then literally like the following Friday we flew up to Seattle, and Mindy had Seattle. We were playing up at Jazz Alley. Mindy had a gig up at Jazz Alley, and so we all rehearsed for like 7 days. We just went up there, and she called a Pro Tools engineer and told him to come down and capture everything. And
live.
So, yeah,
on the spot.
But the cool thing is we at the club, the way we do it is we do 2 shows a night.
Yeah.
So we record each song, each show. So on the record, we took like
the best.
The first song on the album was from like night 4, second show, and the second song. But we went in, but it just turned out to be something special because the crowd in Seattle, man. I mean, people that know about music, Seattle.
They know. Oh,
yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Now, Third, did you guys in the band know that she was taping?
Yeah, we knew.
Okay.
Yeah, we knew. So that was going to be established and said that that's the new Mindy Abair, the Bone Shakers record.
That was the birth.
That was the birth of it. Yeah, and that was Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers live in Seattle. Wow. And then now we just did this one. It's called East West Sessions. We did it over at East West Studios.
I love East West. Over in Hollywood, yeah.
Man, I mean, like.
So you did the album. So you just played me part of the album in the car. I was blown away, literally. I mean,
nice.
It's like force field of music. You also mentioned. You referenced Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Well, yeah,
that was interesting.
Yeah, same concept, I guess, right? Tom Petty, sang, had his own thing going,
Yeah.
And then, the Heartbreakers, the idea of it, it just felt right. It sounded right, Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, 2 worlds collide, and there you go.
Tell us about some of your influences growing up and the trajectory that you took.
I saw it in my father. My granddad played drums. God rest his soul. My father, man, was a motherfucker, man. It was just his influence on my life, especially musically. I mean, he was a great father, but, especially musically. It was like I wanted to be like that.
Wow.
And my dad played drums, guitar, bass. I mean, everything but woodwind instruments. I mean, he could pick a beat on the wall. He could he could make music on a beer bottle. I mean, it just drips from his fingers, man.
I love it.
And my brother, though, man, I saw my brother. I'd already been playing drums in church and stuff. I think I started at about 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
And just doodling around in church, and it's always been drums. I jumped to bass for a little bit and really focused on it, but I'd already been playing drums in my grandmother's church. And then at about the age of 17, after seeing my brother do a lot of things, I was like, man, I want to go out and do some gigs. And my brother got me hooked up with a gig. And so here I am, 17 years old. What am I now? Junior in high school, yeah. late junior year in high school. I'm marching band too. And that's where I learned to read music. And I'm playing snare. My freshman year, I'm the only freshman on the snare line. To read like drum stuff, And they were all seniors. I was either seniors and freshmen. So when they left, it was me. So my sophomore year, I became section leader.
You became the man.
Yeah, over the
section leader,
and it was like Southern style corps marching. Like George Farmer was the instructor, and we did not see eye to eye a lot of times. He felt one way, I felt something totally different sometimes. But we met in the middle in work ethic. I learned that, learning to work with him, learning to understand what his vision was, what his overall sound was. That's what we share. Same thing. You know what I mean? Right. You and I working with you. When you and then doing your thing, I show up, boom. I it's
like I said, I could fall back, close my eyes,
and I'm gonna catch you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No fumbles, no turnovers, no steals, no nothing. We got the ball,
Yeah.
And so I learned that then. And leadership skills and stuff. 17 years old. I'm still in the band. Get a call, for a local gig. My brother was, hooking me up. I kind of had a little, head start with mentally how to approach this thing. Yeah. And then the marching band thing gave me reading a little bit. And so 17, I go out and it was a Thursday night or something. And I go out and do the gig, and then they like it, and they go, "Hey man, we got a house gig at this spot, just about to open up. We're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we're doing brunch on Sunday." And it was like $100 on Thursday and Sunday, but like $175. Here I am, 17 years old.
You're making $600, $700, $800 a week.
So I gotta
go. Drums.
I gotta go take that money. So excuse me, Mr. Jordan Farmer. Sorry, band instructor. Cut my teeth like that, man, and I had to tell him, I was like, man, hey, I'm gonna have to leave the marching band, and it was tough because I was a section leader, so that was one of the first things that where I had to call in a sub.
So schedule-wise, it was a conflict.
Well, they wanted to play football on Friday nights in high school, of course, and I'm going to make that chip.
Going to make the...
Hell yeah, I'm going to get that money. You know what I mean? And then senior year, and then things moved on. From there after high school, man, dude, I was rolling. And then I got called for Sinatra gigs, wedding band shit. They would pass me a book this damn thick, and then the instructor would go, "We're gonna play song number 72." And you search for 72 in the index, and then wham, page 248. I started hooking up and affiliating with management companies, East Coast and West Coast. Steve Chapman Management out here in LA.
In LA, yeah, of course.
And Mighty Music Corp is Steve Butler,
of course,
in New York City. So, and I did that in the smooth jazz game because Eric Darius and Warren Hill. That's just what opened for me.
Okay, time out. That's where I really need to stop you, because as a career musician, that was a
pivotal move for me.
A pivotal move.
I did that.
And for the hopeful, aspiring career musicians coming up, elaborate. Why did you do that? How did you do it? What were the benefits? Please tell us.
You want to figure out how to do more. Once you have this, anything else, once you have a taste and it's good, and you get success out of it, something good and fruitful. You hit the stage, you're playing with an artist, there's a presentation, it's a package, there's it's a show, it's a concert, It's like playing with the best musicians on the biggest stage, making the most money. That's what I would love to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's it, man. But
you kind of reversed engineered that dream.
And I said, well, I had put on the business mind. I saw my dad orchestrating his business, and I saw my brother, and they, once I came into the game doing the local stuff like in Ybor, and then once I finished high school and then went on to do this full time at about now 22, 23 years old. It was like, all right, I can roll with this. I think I got something.
Right.
Like I'm squaring a good nut on the during the week. You know what I'm saying? I'm squaring some money.
But for a cat to go from the bandstand, backing up an artist, we all know, a lot of us have been there, and those who haven't yet, you will soon know. When you're on the bandstand backing up an artist as a quote-unquote side person, you're kind of anonymous. You go unnoticed. It could be, we call it the drum chair, the bass chair, the guitar chair, the horn chair. We call it the chair for a reason.
Right.
Because that chair is substitutable. You can put
absolutely
right?
Disposable.
It's
disposable.
How do you become non-disposable? How did you become from Frank, the little drummer, to Third, the entity who's now rubbing elbows with managers, agents, artists, and now booking himself and treating himself as if he wasn't just a chair sideman, but almost like you're an artist, but you're the drummer artist. You know what I mean? So that's you transitioned.
I did it honestly very carefully. And it's just the way I run my business now, very carefully. Don't burn no bridges.
Number one. There's like a neighborhood, like a gangster code. That's just certain shit that you just don't do. Don't do. Know your lane, know what's going on, Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, be aggressive. Go after it.
It's okay to
put your music out there. Put your stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let people know that you're in this city. Let people know that you're here. Sit in when you can. Shake hands. Pass out business cards. Do backflips. Run around in a circle singing Yankee Doodle Doo. I don't know. Yankee Doodle Doo.
But see, that's why I love you. You have such a
go for it.
Personality.
That's the thing. Go for it. And you got personality. You got to have personality for it. You can't. You gotta go out and get it. You gotta put your name out there. You have to promote it yourself. So that altered the decision. That's what brought it up. Saying, hey man, I'm just gonna start. When I meet these people, I'm gonna let them know who I am, and say, hey, look forward to talking with you. You get a business card, and they say email me. You come home and you freaking email them.
You follow up.
You hit them up.
Word.
Yeah,
that's right.
Keep your word. Next thing is show up on time.
Amen to that.
Don't be late.
Can you define on time in your own terms?
Well, on drum, there's drum time, there's early, and there's on time.
Tell me.
Drum time is whatever time you tell me to be there, I need to be ready to play by that time. If sound check is at 2, I need to be ready to play at 2. So anything I need to get together,
Amen.
Whether it be tuning, whether it be this, whether it be when you walked in the building for that Cat Graham project that you had me on, hired me to do.
You were
when
there.
You walked in, I was there and I was tuning, and we're 20 minutes to the time we're supposed to start. I beat the music director there.
That's right. And I was early.
Exactly.
So you were early.
So that's drum time. Well, I call it, drum time. That's just
right. No, that's important.
And I always do that.
That's important.
Especially backline and you show up, you don't know the gear, you got to get
acquainted.
Yeah.
You maybe introduce yourself to the tech or
meet people,
whoever's on the gig. Yeah. Okay, so that's drum time. What's the next one you said?
Well, there's drum time, there's early, and then there's on time. My job is, I just, certain things that got me to this kind of place, where things
your career,
are happening, and it's a wonderful thing is just being a great cat, showing up on time, being there, being ready to go, being ready to rock and roll, knowing the music, learn the stuff, have your notes, have what you need to be successful today. That's it.
I love it, being on time. This is my favorite quote, Ricky Minor. On time is late. Early is on time. So in other words, like you said, if downbeat is at 2 p.m., and you should
I'm around there while I'm rolling.
You should be between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. You should be on.
I want to be outside having a smoke at like 1:45, 1:50, like hanging out. Stuff like that. People pay attention to it. Follow up when there's business deals going down. When people ask for your information or your backline or payment or invoices or anything, whatever, follow up.
Well, the story is like many of us. It's varied and versatile and all over the place. I really dig Third because he's got a down-to-earth spirit and a groove that is just unparalleled. And you know what? I love all the fancy stuff. I love musicians that can shred and that have crazy technical chops and all that good stuff. However, I really enjoy a greasy, tight, sick groove, and Third has that. I mean, when he plays the groove, it's literally like you could just feel it. You just, every little joint in your body just wants to move. So I love the idea that guitar players, rhythm guitar players, and drummers connect especially, and I've always been one of those people. So perhaps I have a bias towards Third and all my drummer friends. Like I always say, all my best friends are drummers. But you know what? Look, it's a rhythm thing. I don't know how else to explain it, but Third does. Check it out.
Click the subscribe button and share the Career Musician Podcast on your social media feeds.
Can you talk about invoices and that? How do you feel about that? That seems to be a really difficult thing for musicians to grasp.
What?
Invoicing. I've had a lot of situations where musicians say to me, "Oh, I don't have an invoice," or I wait days and days and days before they submit their invoice.
Well, those are probably a lot of people that also doesn't. The thing is that you have to have the business. It's called the music business
For a reason.
You can play music, but do you have the business? Which comes back to being aggressive. Get business cards. Show up, go out, shake hands, have a personality. Do your taxes. Make sure your shit's squared away. You know what I mean? Like little stuff
Uncle
like
Sam,
that.
right?
Because I want to play free, man. I want to. I mean, not for free.
Yeah.
I don't want to play for free. I just want to play.
You
free.
want to be free. You don't want to be bound.
My
by
invoice
all
is
these
turned in. Everything is done. All I got to do is learn the music and have my
peripheral
shit together.
things you don't want to be bothered with. Yeah.
I got to play music, man. You know, you don't want to be worried about this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know, you just take care of your business. Show up on time. Look good. Feel good. Smell good. Have your vibe right. Have your drums tuned. Be ready to go.
I gotta pause you
Tempos,
again.
everything. Be happy to be there.
Gotta pause.
And nail it.
Gotta pause you again. You said look good and smell good. Please elaborate.
Well, you gotta watch that thing before you show up, brother. You just can't walk up in there all foul.
And number one, hygiene. Number two, look good. And let's talk about that seriously. How many times have you been on a gig where you see some cats and you're like, wow, okay, that's what you decided to wear tonight? Interesting. You know.
It happens. It's all on who the person is. A lot of personalities, but that's something for them to learn, and for those that are listening to to have a head start.
Right.
You know what I mean? Here's the deal. Look good, smell good, have your shit together, be happy, show up on time.
Right.
If you just got in a fight with your girl, bump that, man. Leave that at the door.
Leave it.
They didn't hire you to come in here with your attitude because you just got out of a fight with your girl, brother. They hired you to come in here and lay this thing down.
And have a good time.
And they gave you the instruction manual. They gave you the manual. They gave you what you need to learn. Just learn that and show up and play. That's it. And then get paid, and then go to the bank, and then come here and talk to Nomad.
You mentioned
my bad.
Third, we were just talking about some other things, but you mentioned something in passing that I feel is really important. Tempo. And I'm going to set the stage as a music director. Oftentimes, my attention is divvied up between so many different variables and people and scenarios that I don't always have the time to say, oh wait, this song was at such and such tempo. So what do? I rely on
turn to your drummer.
I rely on my team player, my drummer. Talk about
the tempo.
Third, if you don't give me that
110.
Thank you. Let me hear that, Third. Can you bust that out on the hi-hat real quick? Oh yeah, it sounds like this. Okay, great, thank you. Here we go, team. Right? Mm-hmm. Elaborate, man, because a lot of drummers don't understand the magnitude of carrying a metronome on the gig.
You know what the metronome is? It's not like a guide. It's not it's not something that keeps me in the pocket or out of the pocket or whatever. It's another instrument. It's on the tracks. It's perspective. It's how you look at it.
You respect it as an instrument.
Yeah, all it does is counts me in.
And then from there, your pulse is the one.
Yeah, because I'm listening also to all the other instruments on the track also. Right. Shakers, big hand claps, knowing how late on the backbeat they actually snap.
How far they sit back.
Right.
Yeah.
They're another musician on the stage.
If there's horn lines with little stabs or little syncopated
on the tracks, I know that those were played live. I know where they fall. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Showing up, having it together, but making it feel good. Tempo, meter, feel, F-E-E-L.
Third, how did you develop feel?
Hanging out with my pops, man, and hanging out with guys like Randy Jacobs. Listening to different styles of music, knowing what sections needs to be pushed, knowing what to do at 4 on the floor, knowing the space between 2 and 4. You know what I mean? Billie Jean.
That space. Talk about space. I always say space is synonymous with funk. The funk is in the space.
The funk lies in all the notes that are not being played.
In between the space.
That hole for literal, like, not even a tenth of a second, like quicker than that, where there's nothing being played.
See,
that's funky. That's funky, bro. That's funky.
That's what makes the funk the funk.
That's why. Okay, you ready for this one? Being a guitar player yourself, we playing Billie Jean. Doom 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 doom. Let's say yeah, let's keep up part. But let's just say you
down.
Yeah. But you're.
That's what I always say. My right hand is your hi-hat.
It should be, but it shouldn't be to a certain point. Just because you're in the in a 16th note form.
Oh, you don't have to play that because I'm covered in that.
I need to be nailing freaking eighth or quarter notes.
Right. Right. But my point is, that's why we respect each other and listen to each other. To know, oh, if he's doing 16s, I'm going to do 8s. If he's doing 8s, I'll do 16s. If he's doing 4s, maybe I'll slice it up and do 8s or just blah, blah, blah.
Well, a lot of the stuff, especially being pop or even like, I mean, from a jazz standpoint, not loose like, you know, like more of a straight ahead or more of an open, you know, like modern style of jazz where guys are just like feeling and playing some crazy stuff. Right. But like music that's organized, a lot of the beats, I mean beat, meaning the bass drum, the snare, and the hi-hat, that's the beat. Give me the beat. Kick the beat off. Let's not talk about the groove. The groove is how it feels to me. The beat is when the bass drum hits, when the snare hits, and what's the hi-hat pattern. Because just because I'm playing the bass drum right now and snare right on 2 and 4 doesn't necessarily mean I'm playing the hi-hat. There's a reason for a certain hi-hat pattern because it complements other instruments that the producer laid in the studio. It complements space. It complements holes. It complements like moments where nothing's being played. If you just play that part, then that guitar part is killing. If you don't play that part, then you're in his way. Now by the time you put something, keys on it or something else, it sounds muddy. There's no space. There's no like to it. There ain't no,
like you just said, that's why the producer did that in the studio. It's so interesting you mentioned that.
Just play the shit the way it goes. That's it. If you play that and show up, and with a good feel and a great personality on time, yeah, you're good to go. Then they'll say, "Hey man, play more." You know, fill this in.
You actually, because they'll say like, "Hey man, you actually paid attention to my record. You paid attention to the artist's record. You paid attention to the email that I sent with the instructions and the links, and you followed through."
That's right.
Nomad here with the Career Musician Podcast. Thank you for listening. I wanted to tell you about #AskNomad to ask me any music-related questions, and I will respond usually within 24 to 48 hours. Again, that's #AskNomad. Ask me anything you'd like about the music biz, about your instrument, about practicing, about music theory, anything at all that has to do with music, and I will answer your questions, share, repost, and put it out there for all of the Career Musician Podcast family to see and hear. Thank you so much for listening. This is Nomad, and remember to use #AskNomad.
You're listening to the Career Musician Podcast.
Let's talk spiritually. We've been talking in the realm of discipline and career business acumen and playing influences. Spiritually, what keeps you grounded, Third? Because I have to say, you have an infectious positivity and joy about you. And like I said earlier, your demure is just so bubbly and positive. Your demeanor, I love it. And so tell me, what spiritually keeps you informed?
I think it's just I grew up in church. And it's not even necessarily more so about that. It's not like a Christianity thing or a spiritual thing. It's just having a good heart, man. And maybe just like I'm gonna sum it up. Let me just get to the point.
Please.
The same guy I am on the drum set is the same guy I am off the drum set. Who you meet as a friend, and or just as someone, whatever it is, you know what I mean? The same heart that I have there is the same heart that I have, even with music, the same approach. Relationships. See, music it can be your whatever you want it to be. Like you are who you are to me. Right. Certain things are to be, I just care. I care. I actually fucking care. That's it. I just care about everything I do, about relationships, about friends, about
It's amazing.
family, about making money, about
Paying
gigs,
the
about
bills,
music,
taking care of
about
people.
that hi-hat pattern. I care about everything. I just want it all to work out. I don't want everyone to be happy. You know, so spirituality is more so who I am. It's just me. It's not like super spiritual. Just have a good heart. Mean well. That's it. You know where you'll figure out where you belong, you know.
Where can we find you on social media?
Facebook, Frank Richardson III. Instagram also, Frank Richardson III. That'd be three I's or capital I's after
Capitalized,
that.
right?
Yeah.
The Roman numeral third. Right.
Yeah, and website coming soon.
Excellent. And what do we have to look forward in the future from Mr. Third?
Mindy A. Band, the Bone Shakers.
I love it.
Should I say it again?
You should say it again.
Mindy A. Band, the Bone Shakers.
What a treat, man.
Yeah, it's just a blessing, man, to just be able to do it all and, and to meet people, man. That's what it's all about, meeting people and sharing this damn gift that we got, man. I play the shit out some drums. I just love drums.
We're going from career musician, sideman, to artist. That's one of the things I always talk about. I'm doing the same thing. I'm in the process of doing the same thing. From Michael Ripoll, and here's the reason why I changed my fucking name. I love the fact that you go by Third, because Third is so Third is so unique. There's a bajillion Franks in the world.
Yeah, there are.
But there's no
Even hot dogs.
I guarantee you, there's no other motherfucker named Third.
I've heard Trey. I've heard Trace. I've heard Three. I've heard Third something, but not just Third.
I'm sorry, bro, but that sets you apart.
Yeah, and branding, that is everything. I'm sorry. Branding.
I'm glad the tape's rolling. Fucking talk about
Branding is
branding and marketing.
Yeah, well, Third is Third, And you just do everything you can to try to. That's the thing, is that the name, the personality, the sound, the look, the person. Yeah, it's just everything. The person, his heart, everything tie in. The website, the name, the look, with the social media, with this, with that. Just make it all one.
And you've been parting your hair like that for a while too.
Actually, I just did this about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
No, maybe a year ago.
No,
2 years ago. I had the mohawk for a long
the
time.
mohawk first.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Dude, I had the mohawk for like 13 years, man.
But part of branding is, again, standing out from the crowd, right?
Yeah, why not? Whip it out, man. Just be different. Why not? I mean, I ain't saying go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you just be you. Be you. Don't be afraid to be you. Right. Don't be afraid to, what you sound like. Stay in your square. Stay in your lane. Don't put cheap-ass tires on your badass Mustang. Don't try to play fills that are out of your league. Play shit that's that's appropriate. Say things that are appropriate. Don't get in conversations you don't know nothing about. Mind your own business. It's all about just trying to make all the worlds collide. Who you are as a person, the name, the field. You know what I'm saying? Just everything. Like Black and Miles, I like smoking the Black and Miles and everything, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'll have my smoke and I'll put that motherfucker out and I'll come in and greet some people and they can still smell. And whether they have seen me or not, I might have gone in the bathroom and then they walk by and they smell Black and Miles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a vibe. It's like my girlfriend, her papa used to smoke cigars. And when I'll light up a Fuente or something, you know what I mean? And, some sort of like really good Cuban cigar.
Yeah.
It reminds her of that, the power of identity.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
Okay, so oftentimes people ask, hey, Nomad, do I have to move to LA or Nashville or New York to become a successful career musician? Well, the answer is yes and no. As you can see, Third is not from any of those cities. He's from Florida. Now, I spent a good time of my childhood in Florida as well. Originally born and raised in New York and then moved down to Florida when I was a teenager. But I came out west eventually. I also spent 8 years in Nashville. However, Third, I believe, went straight from Florida to LA. My point is, no. The short answer is no. You do not have to move to a bigger city to become a successful career musician. You can network and cultivate your career and your followers and your fans and your colleagues right in your hometown. But you gotta start now, start somewhere. And then once you start building a little, platform from there, if you wanna go out and springboard, then by all means, please do. But my point is, if you can make it at home, you can probably make it anywhere, because it's not based on talent alone, but it's based on your skills as a human being. So remember, be well-rounded.
Add the career musician to your playlist.
Can I ask you about, have you ever been through any valleys in your career?
Oh yeah, man, I hated this shit for one time. Especially from a financial standpoint, when I felt like I was screwed over one too many times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or didn't get paid.
Right.
Trying to budget your life on someone else's timing of paying you. However, you know what I mean? Not being specific.
No, I know.
But little things like that.
These are the things that we are faced with as career musicians.
Absolutely. You just have to keep pushing. Because
how do you find the inspiration to keep pushing when you're down?
The thing is that, God is my provider.
Okay.
It's God's great blessings in my hard fucking work. Did I just say that in the same sentence?
It's okay.
That got me here.
Because I know you're hard.
that got me here.
Yeah.
You work hard. Money is money. I can make money.
It's just a means to an end.
Exactly. I just got to take care of myself. It doesn't worry me. Just like the next man, of course, sometimes.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself and your family, But I'm in this because I love it. More important, because I believe in it. It's not about being shy. I know what I do. You know what I mean? You have to believe in yourself.
Right.
And, maybe everybody's purpose ain't like mine, Now, I am definitely going to call back and see if I can get paid from that gig that I ain't got paid from, and follow up, because it's a music business.
Right.
I played the gig. Me remembering that the bridge is coming up doesn't necessarily mean that they get to not remember or to forget that they got to pay me at the gig.
They got to send you some money, yeah.
Just, it's the business too, you know what I mean? My stuff was on time. Why, you know what I mean? Or hypothetically, people just have to understand that this is not going to be easy. Nothing's given to you. You just can't ride a clean slate all the way through. There's certain peaks and valleys. The valleys will come to you and hit you to test how much you really love this, how far into this you really, really are. How much do you really want this? Because we could be like, man, bump this. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't work like this. You know what I mean? So
How do you balance that?
I don't give that power, because my vision and where I'm going is greater than that person that ain't paid, in 3 months. Or that one opportunity where I got screwed over in that band. Or that record label that screwed me over. Does that mean I quit? No,
because
you keep going.
How do you combat the days when you say, fuck it, I'm just going to go be an Uber driver? This is what you're talking about. That's that inner
I don't
spirit.
know. I mean, I just try to not let myself get that deep or that dark.
Yeah.
Although I've had my dark days. But there's always something that picks me up. Where there's a song that makes me happy. You make me happy. Oh, don't. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like, oh, snap. And I'm the drum over there. I'm over there. I remember that hi-hat. You open that hi-hat up.
I love that. Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
And it's true. And
brings you right back, man. Brings you right back to being a kid.
If you go
being back to who you were when you were hungry about this, man. Stay with the source. Don't ever leave the source. See, when I was like a kid and I didn't know how or where I would be right now, I didn't know. Not that I'm overly accomplished. I'm still going. But who I was before this shit, is the person that keeps me, the same person going today. Absolutely, man. I'm still doing it for the same reason, man. you can't say shit to me, man, when I got them sticks in my hands and I'm on the gig. I'm in heaven, bro. I'm higher than I'll ever be.
Give me 5 of your favorite songs of all time. I don't care who they're from. Just name off the top of your head.
Anything Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay, 1. That counts as, when you say EWF, that counts as 1. Because everything they did was amazing, yeah.
open hi-hat, da-doom, doom, got, open hi-hat, da-doom, doom, got, da-doom, doom, bop, ba-da-da-land, da-da-da-land, on ah, ba-da-da-land.
Run DMC, Aerosmith. Okay, number 2. Walk
Like
this
stuff
way.
like that,
All right,
you know what I mean?
you got 3 more, baby.
Because that to me was when beats became like
That's when beats were
you could
put
just
on the
play-
map.
Just play that beat, everyone knows the song.
That's when the word beat was invented. When beats became their own entity, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
No, in the early 80s.
Well, that
Late
like
70s,
Brick
early
House.
80s, So you got Walk This Way, you got EWF, you got Brick House. You got 2 more.
Anything Toto.
Okay, that's another entity unto itself.
Picaro.
Go for it.
Jesus.
Yeah. You got 1 more, baby.
Man, I'm inspired by so much stuff, but top 5 of all time. Anything from a production standpoint. Oh man, this is like bad because it's like Teddy Riley was my shit. Timbaland, Jesus man.
Okay.
Rodney, like 90s R&B would be number 5 for me.
Number 5. Okay.
Yeah, Babyface.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like that aspect of production, man, it's just amazing. Like,
Again, that's the
like don't be
producer.
cruel.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Just
absolutely.
like hits, man. Just stuff that's like that plays itself. Just play the goddamn song, man. It's a beautiful thing. That's what I like. I like that with a smile and shades on, happy to be there. There's something about good music that feels good. Certain songs that can just make you feel right.
All right, I just can't say enough about this new album from Mindy Abair and the Bone Shakers. Now, Third used to play drums for saxophonist Mindy Abair. She's a very successful contemporary smooth jazz saxophonist who has a huge following, and then she joined up with the Bone Shakers. Now, a lot of my friends are in the Bone Shakers, and one in particular, Randy Jacobs, the guitar player and founder of the Bone Shakers. He's a badass. So you gotta check out their new album. Like I said, it's up on the charts on Billboard. They're crushing it, and you can check them out, I'm sure, where all music is streaming or downloading, however you like to do it. So that wraps another episode of the Career Musician Podcast by yours truly, Nomad. Remember, funk, flamenco, soul. I just love throwing out different genres every episode. You know why? Because I love them all. And I think many of you listeners out there feel the same way that I do. So let's keep it cooking, encourage one another. The Career Musician signing off for now.
If you enjoyed today's interview, please subscribe and leave a review.
I'm just a nomad, nowhere man, writing the songs in this one-man band. A nomad, yeah, I'm a nomad. Hush now, darling, you'll be fine. I'll be back this way sometime. Until then, baby, don't you cry.
Nomad here, host and creator of the Career Musician Podcast, wanting to tell you all about PantheonPodcast.com network. I am a part of this collective that is solely music-based podcasts. And guess what? It is the only one of its kind on the globe so far. It is a collective of an independent network of podcasts, all based on music, which dig into the culture, technology, history, and everything else you can imagine that has to do with music. Thank you so much for listening, and be sure to check us out at PantheonPodcasts.com.